Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watched my story, and this is my husband Kevin, and he is going to be introducing himself. And yes, I just want to say thank you for all the amazing comments, and we weren't expecting that kind of response, but by the grace of God, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I was able to share my side of the story, and I thought it would be really beneficial for others to hear my husband's side of the story, to let people see that, again, how intentional God is. But it's not just about one person that he's intentional with. He has the ability to speak to everybody involved in any situation and circumstance. So while God was talking to me and instructing me on what he would have me to do, in getting me into a position where my husband would even see me, he was also talking to Kevin. And I thought it would be really cool for him to just come in here and just let you know a bit about himself and his story and his journey and how we ended up here.
Yeah. So I was previously married for 21 years, and I have a 24-year-old son. And I got married, wasn't saved or anything like that. Then I got saved in 2010, and everything changed. So instead of me following my own rules, I started following what God wanted, and I got more into him. But the other person did not want to have anything to do with the Lord whatsoever. So out of all that time, it's almost like a unbalance, if you will. And you guys know it's unequally yoked. But I couldn't just put that aside. I have to stay, because I'm believing that this is going to last and things would change. But it never did. So up to 21 is when things changed dramatically, and was going to end up having to go through a divorce, something I didn't want. It was brought to me. I got served, and I'm like, wow. So it was really hard. And I remember fighting for it. I remember going to God, and I kept telling him, I said, Lord, you don't like divorce, and I don't think this is right. So, but I can't force, the other hand. So I said, all right. And I specifically remember God saying this to me, and me, myself, I heard him when he told me to let it go. And by me not really, I was like, okay, I heard that, but you know how we are. Okay, I'm a do. I don't know if did I hear you right, or am I hearing myself? That's that true? Because I was getting mixed signals. So I was like, oh, I guess you meant don't let that go. Let's just let go of whatever else, And it was like a thing. But then he said, let it go, because I got something better for you. And I'm like, after that time, it took some time for him to do that again. After he said that the second time, it really hurt me, because I'm like, nah, this is something serious. Like, he really mean it, and this is really going through. It's like, oh my gosh. And I said, all right then, Lord. I said, if I do this, I said, you're gonna have to help me, because my heart is broken, and I need you to heal my heart. And I said, Lord, I need wisdom. I'm going to tell you, I got on Facebook. This is crazy. I got on Facebook. It was like near winter of 21. I got on Facebook because I was, what I used to do was I used to promote, people, entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff like that on social media. And I have fun. I started off with me doing my auntie. And it was crazy fun. I love doing it. So I got on Facebook, and all of a sudden, this ad that I've never seen. I've been on Facebook so much and never saw this ad before until I mentioned that one thing to the Lord after what I was going through. And all of a sudden, this guy pops up, and what the first thing came up was Wisdom Challenge. I'm like, oh my gosh, Lord, thank you so much, man. I was so excited. I was excited. I was like, yes, wisdom. And I was like, Lord, about my heart, I'm broken. I feel bad. And the thing was, if you sign up, you get a clarity call and a heart healing session. And I'm like, whoa, look at that answer to my prayers. So I end up joining. I joined this group. And I joined the group. I joined the 31 Day Wisdom Challenge on January the 1st of 2022. And in this group, I didn't see anything about, I wasn't looking forward to the entrepreneur side of it. I was looking more so of getting my heart healed and getting some wisdom. So the 31 days of Proverbs was awesome. And it was amazing. My relationship with the Lord grew more. So I start hearing more and I start going to him more. Everything else will start, things start helping and building me up. I had some heart healing sessions. It was wonderful. And I was like, man, I feel great. I said, but I still got this thing on me. This still, whatever this is, this divorce is still kind of like trying to beat on me. But I'm like, man, I feel great. So I start rejoicing in whatever was going on, because he said again, I say rejoice. And that's like a repeat. I don't care what you're going through, rejoice. Because there's something that's going to explode in your life if you would just give it to me and rejoice. So that's what I started doing. I mean, I'm talking about singing and dancing and praising, like just crazy. And so we all in this group, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people going, doing this in this group. And then the lady, the wife of the gentleman, she said to go live for 30 days. And I was like, oh, that's right up my alley. I love doing lives. You ain't spoke nothing to me. I can do that today. And as soon as she said it, the next day I was going live. So it was like everybody on there going lives and sharing their stories and doing everything. So we can all get to meet each other, because there's like a conference at the end of the season. So I was like, it was a conference in March. It was 2 conferences. One, the 3rd month, and one, I believe, the 8th month. So, or it's the 10th month, excuse me, I believe so. So I was like, all right, cool. So by the time that conference come, you've been met all the new people, right? Because you're doing lives and you're introducing yourself and you're interacting with everybody, right? So now you can't go there and be a stranger. You're now introduced to your family. You introduced to new people. You introduced to kingdom entrepreneurs, right? So I'm like, cool, this is great. So I started the business I was talking about interviewing business owners, entrepreneurs. It didn't have a name. I was just doing it, right? And I remember sitting down, Lord, I said, it was this one session where they was like, so what's your business? What are you doing? What would you do, or whatever it is? And I said, well, I don't know. I like doing this. And it's like, well, go to the Lord and ask him for a name of it. And I just asked for the name. He gave me the name. And that's what I did. So I met a lot of the entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And I just started asking people, when I found out they had a business, I said, can I promote your business for you? And I was like, it's free. I just want to do it because I love doing it. I said, I do it for free. I do it all day long. So I did a couple of people or whatever. And then I started seeing Davina's videos. And, I started commenting like I comment on everybody else's. It wasn't nothing like that, because I was still married, but yet I was already separated, headed towards the divorce door. So I was like, cool, I want to promote people and their businesses and things like that. So I don't think nothing of it. I ended up promoting her t-shirt business, and then that was it. So into that, and then after a month or something later, a couple of months later, I can't specifically think of the dates, but I was like, all right, cool. Now this is over. I said, I remember sitting down with the Lord, because after
what was over? The marriage?
Yeah, the marriage.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, after the marriage was over, completely over, I remember sitting with the Lord, and I said this to him. I said, Lord, I was like, now, I said, I really don't want to be alone. I really don't. I said, but this is what I do want in a wife. I said, I want a wife that has your heart. Because if she has your heart, she'll know how to love me because she knows how you love and she knows how to love you. That's what I want. And after that, I start going back into the group or whatever it was. And I tell you, family, it wasn't like I was going there searching for anybody. That wasn't it. I was just going back like we normally would do. And then all of a sudden, man, I clicking on a lot of people's videos, and then I seen Davina's video. Her videos, it seemed like all her videos just started popping up. They all like her videos, and I'm like, who is that lady? And I'm like, that's Davina. I looked. I'm like, wow. I've not seen her like that before, and I'm like, wow. So I said, man, I said she's pretty. Because I didn't see her like that, because I was married at the time. So I didn't really look at her like that. So I'm gonna keep going. So after a while I started salting. I went to the Lord. I said, listen, Father, this is I said, Davina is a very pretty lady. And I said, I want to know if I have your permission to pursue her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to nobody unless you give me the okay that I can do so. And after so many conversations that I had with him, I said, Lord, I know your no's and I know your yeses. Well, we assume we know all of the yeses and the no's. But you know the no's, because I remember he sat me down one time before, probably been plenty of times, and I probably ignored some of them. But this particular time where I was trying to do something on my own, and he sat me down with somebody else and said, they told me the Lord been bothering me for 3 days. 3 days. And the Lord told me to ask you, because you kind of like didn't hear what he said to you. You heard him, but you kind of ignored him. Because remember, I told the Lord one time, I said, Lord, I'm doing this, and I don't want to be, I don't want you to put me in the belly of a whale like you did Jonah. So, so that goes to show you, I heard him, but I kind of like still want to do my own thing. So this person told me, the Lord said, where are you going, and who called you to go there? And when they said that to me, I was like, that. I heard you, Lord. I hear you. Okay. So what I did, I said, all right, I'm not going to do anything or whatever. So I went back and I consulted him again. And I asked him, can I pursue her? Can I pursue her? Can I pursue her? I kept asking. And then when I looked again and I said, well, Lord, are you going to give me an answer? And somebody, I don't know if I shared this with you, but somebody asked me, was I talking to, oh yeah. Yep. I got the answer. Because somebody emailed me. Text messaged me. This was out of the blue. This person had no clue about if I was talking to anybody, wanted to talk to anybody, or say that to anybody. The first thing, this is what that person messaged me. They said to me, this was the message. I can remember this message. They said, they asked, when was my son's birthday and when was my son's birthday? And did I miss your son's birthday? And they asked me this particular question. Do you need me to walk you down the aisle? The Lord used him to speak to me. When he said that to me, because I've been asking the Lord, like on him, like asking him for a while. And when he sent me that message, by him not knowing the situation, don't know anything about what I've been talking about or what I've been talking to the Lord about. When he gave me that message, that's when I heard the Lord. And I said, Lord, I know and I believe you just gave me an answer. And when I called Davina, I prayed first. I was nervous. I prayed first, and I said, Lord, I want to thank you so much for giving me your answer. And Lord, if I miss what you said and I took this on my own, I don't want this to go nowhere. But I'm going to call. And I called, and I talked to her, and I said, look, all right, this the this is the reason why I really called. And then I explained why I called, what was the reason behind the call. And she said, okay. And then after we got off the phone, now look, family, I thought it was like days waiting for an answer. And she said she called me the next day.
It was the next day. I thought it was days. When I looked back at the messages, I realized it was the next day.
It was the next day, but it felt like forever.
Because the Holy Ghost started on me straight away. Straight away, I was like, I couldn't leave you hanging, because he was like, put it on my heart. The guy's just poured out his heart to you. Call him back after he told me about, my whole attitude stinks. That was the next day. He told me about my attitude stinks, and if I didn't change it, I was going to end up losing something good or gaining something that I didn't want. And so in that moment, I was like, okay, I need to reach back out to Kevin, because I can't leave it.
So after she messaged me back and called me back or whatever, then we started talking. We was talking every day from there, and it hasn't been a regret whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and everything been smooth. And I asked her about, seeing her. I want to see her, in person. And I asked her, I said, so when can I see you? And she's like, well, because I had some vacation days. I had so many days that I can use and just take. I could have took a month vacation. I had so much vacation. And I said, can I come see you like for Christmas or whatever? And she's like, no, I got something planned. I said, okay, then what's the next time I can come? And she told me February. I said, well, cool. And I said, all right, then I'll book my ticket and I'll come see you in February. She said, really? I said, yeah. And right after we got off the phone, I booked my vacation, and then I booked my flight. And then she was like, and then I sent her my stuff, all the details, and she's like, whoa, you serious? I said, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So I came here in February. It was Valentine's week.
Yeah.
And I came here for Valentine's week. I spent the week here. And then it was great. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went home.
It was busy.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, because you told me that you like to have an itinerary. You like to have an idea of what you're doing.
Yeah, so I like to plan stuff.
So I put an itinerary together, and I burnt myself out.
Yeah, I was cool, though. I was straight. I was prepared.
Woo.
But anyhow, then I left, and then she came to visit me in April. And I took her around, and we had a good time. And then after that, I was like, all right then, Lord. I said I want to propose to her. I would like to know if I have your blessing to marry her. Before I asked anybody, I will go to him, and we'll have a conversation, and I'll talk to him. Like I've been talking to him all my life, that I didn't even know I was talking to him until after I got saved. But people thought I was crazy. They still do. But anyhow, because I talk to the Lord so much.
That's a blessing, praise Jesus.
But after that, I was like, all right then, Lord. And then I got another okay to ask her, to marry her. I started planning it all out, and one of the plans I had wasn't going to work. And I remember the Lord was like, do this. And I did it with her family and stuff like that. It was wonderful. We did it, and I proposed to her in June. It was the day after my birthday. I tried to propose to her on my birthday.
Let me tell you, right? Because I have to confess that I believe I'm Jesus's favorite. I mean, anybody can say they're Jesus's favorite. Claim it if you want to. He's available. That's available for you to claim. But I'm Jesus's favorite. So one of the things that I've always said to myself is that I don't want to have a big engagement, like this whole showy thing. And I don't want like a big wedding, right? And so if somebody was to ever propose to me, I don't want a whole bunch of people there and just this whole thing. So God is so good, because Kevin, what we were planning on doing, so we were flying down to Jamaica for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Now, granted, Kevin's flying down from Michigan. I'm coming in from London. We were going to meet up in Miami because my connecting flight was in Miami, and then we were due to fly down from Miami to Jamaica. Now, afterwards, I learned that Kevin, this was on his birthday, and he had the whole thing prepped and planned ready.
Can I tell him?
Oh,
Can I tell him?
go ahead. I'm taking it.
Hey, look, this was gonna be fun, right? To me, I thought it was. But listen, this is what I did. I went. I had a banner created. I created a banner. I had it printed out and things like that. And in my mind, if there's any brothers out here listening and they you can take this. All right, I'm handing it off to you. So I created this banner, and it had "Will you marry me" on it. And I was like, I'm gonna bring that, and what I'm gonna do when we get on the plane in Miami, once we get in the air, I'm gonna have the stewardess help me in my proposal. So what I was gonna do was I was gonna act like I went to the bathroom. I was gonna go to the bathroom. The steward was gonna come walking by with the cart, and then she's gonna stop by right there where Davina was sitting, and then she was going to ask Davina, did she want anything to drink or whatever it was. I had this whole thing planned, and if she would have said no, yes, whatever it was, and then the other steward would come by and had the banner out, "Will you marry me?" And she would be like, "What? Will you marry me?" But I was gonna be right there on my knee with the ring to, and ask her to marry me, proposal. But Davina probably kicked me in my head.
I would not kick you in your head. But let me tell you, the grace of God, right? I'm like, honestly, because on the day that I was due to fly, I messaged Kevin. I was on the plane, and we were taxiing. We were taxiing and everything. And I was like, yeah, I should be able to meet you in Miami, blah, blah, blah. Put my phone on flight mode, ready to go. Plane taxied, and then it stopped. It just stopped and didn't go anywhere. And then we proceeded to sit on the taxi court for maybe like 45 minutes, and the captain came over and said there's an issue with the plane. They're just going to see if they can fix it while it's on the taxi. And next thing you know, half an hour's gone, an hour's gone, we still haven't moved. He said, okay, well, they can't fix it here. We're going to have to take it back to the gate, and they're going to see if they can fix it at the gate. Took the plane back to the gate. Turns out they couldn't fix it. Unfortunately, everybody, your flight has been cancelled. You won't be flying tonight on this flight. We'll rebook you for another flight tomorrow. And so that meant that when Kevin got to Miami, I wasn't there to meet him in Miami, which meant that he wasn't able to do his whole thing on the plane, which meant that I didn't have to have that whole thing that I didn't want. I'm just saying, I'm Jesus' favorite.
Yeah. So that saved that day. So I ended up having to propose with our family at the family's house the next day, which I had planned out. I said, all right, Lord, what can I do? And then I had to start playing it up, and I said, all right, then this is what we're gonna do. And I talked to the family, and that's how it happened. Proposed to her in June, and then we ended up getting married in August 23. So it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was fun. It was a ride. Mm-hmm. And this video has been going on for a while, so we won't bore you with the details on how we actually managed to get married so quickly, because like I said, we're here in the UK, Kevin's from America, and we didn't know anything about how to even process the whole immigration process thing, whatever. But again, the Lord is faithful. He knows how to do these things. So even the wedding, we didn't know how to get married, when we were going to get married, where we will get married, all of that. But he made it so simple. And so from June, like literally June, we had no idea that we were getting married in August. But we got married in August, and we're gonna explain that in our next video. But yeah, I am grateful to God for my husband here, who he sought out and managed to bring him here to me. So I'm truly, truly grateful. Truly, truly grateful. But I really hope that this video again has blessed many people. I know that a lot of you had, questions, or you was asking particularly around the nature of my husband's divorce. I hope that this video clarifies some of those questions and helps you to see just how God led him, you know. And I pray that even just by watching this, you will begin to see that God's desiring to do a lot of things in our lives, but sometimes we can be the hindrance of actually seeing those things come to pass, even based on things that we believe to be so, because we have the ability to become so hardened that we're not hearing him when he's wanting to do something and even do something different. But I just thank you all for watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.